Say hello to a new era of mental health care. Cerebral is here to help you achieve your mental wellness goals with professional therapy and medication management support. 100% online. You'll experience the all-new Cerebral Way, an innovative approach to mental wellness designed around you. You'll get a personalized treatment plan from a therapist, prescriber, or both in a safe and judgment-free space. Your Cerebral therapist or prescriber will outline a customized plan with clear milestones along the way, so you can get to feeling your best. Sign up today at Cerebral.com/podcast and use code ACAST to get 15% off your first month. Offer only valid on monthly plans. Other exclusions may apply. Offer ends April 30th. See site for details.
On today's Smart 7, Navalny's death alarms the West, Trump rages over $500 million judgment, and lots more. It's Monday, 19th of February. It's International Tug-of-War Day, and happy birthday, Millie Bobby Brown.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
The death was announced on Friday morning of the jailed Russian opposition figure Alexei Navalny at his remote prison in the Arctic Circle. Russian officials say Navalny became ill and died after a walk, but have refused to hand over his body. Russian President Vladimir Putin made several public appearances over the weekend and appeared to be in high spirits following the death of his most vocal critic. UK Foreign Secretary David Cameron says the death of Navalny was an appalling human rights outrage.
Of course, we've already summoned the ambassador and we've made clear our views about this dreadful event and the way this person was treated. I'm going to be meeting with G7 colleagues and we'll have the discussions with them. I'm clear we'll be taking action and I would urge others to do the same.
And NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg was also keen to get a proper explanation from Russia as to how Navalny died.
All the facts has to be established and Russia has serious questions to answer.
Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer praised Navalny's courage and promised that dealing with the threat of Russia will be a priority if Labour wins the general election.
As we all know, Russia has to be held to account on this. And so we all, as an international community, need to be clear about holding Russia to account.
The Munich Security Conference took place over the weekend with the ongoing situation in Ukraine on the top of the agenda. Ukrainian troops had to pull out of the town of Avdiivka as they ran short of ammunition and are struggling to recruit more troops after 2 years of exhausting battles. The Russians have already raised flags over the ruined city, and Ukrainian President Zelensky was in Munich to urgently call for more support and warning that Putin won't stop with Ukraine.
If Ukraine will be alone, you have to understand what will be. Russia will destroy us. In Europe, there is no any nations for today who is ready for invasion. We are the same, with the same values, but we had this all these years.
He has received pledges of support from Denmark and the Czech Republic, amongst others, but it's the lack of support from the US that is causing serious issues. US President Biden is growing increasingly frustrated with the MAGA Republican Congress, who have refused to pass a Senate bill with billions in aid, and instead have taken 2 weeks off.
History is watching the House of Representatives. The failure to support Ukraine at this critical moment will never be forgotten. And the clock is ticking. And this has to happen. We have to help now.
Friday evening saw Judge Arthur Engeron finally issue his ruling in the long-running fraud trial against Donald Trump, the Trump Organization, and his adult sons, Don Jr. and Eric. It was a devastating result for the Trump business, with a judgment of $355 million and a ban on doing business in New York for 3 years. It could have been worse, as the judge stopped short of actually dissolving his New York businesses, but with a hefty interest payment due on the fines, the total amount Donald owes New York is close to $500 million. The question remains whether or not this judgment impacts his appeal as a billionaire businessman for Republican voters, but he certainly didn't sound happy about the ruling and vowed to appeal.
This is Russia, this is China, it all comes out of Biden. It's a witch hunt against his political opponent, the likes of which our country has never seen before. You see it in third world countries, but you don't see it here.
New figures published by the Community Security Trust show an alarming rise in anti-Semitic incidents in the last year. The charity, which tracks anti-Semitism levels and provides security advice and training for Jewish schools and synagogues, logged over 4,000 incidents in 2023. That's more than twice the number for 2022. There was a huge spike in incidents after the October 7th Hamas terrorist attack, but the Trust says incidents had been rising even before that. The Commissioner for Counter-Extremism has called for more bold action from the government, and actor Tracy Ann Oberman says everyone should be concerned about the rise in extreme views.
You can be absolutely appalled by what is going on in Gaza. You can absolutely hate what Netanyahu and his government is doing, but to conflate that with the Jewish community in Britain and to allow a rise in hatred towards Jews across the board is a real problem, because what starts with the Jews doesn't end with the Jews.
Still to come on the Smart 7, a big scoring weekend in the Premier League, and Oppenheimer cleans up at the BAFTAs. Right after this.
Say hello to a new era of mental health care. Cerebral is here to help you achieve your mental wellness goals with professional therapy and medication management support. 100% online. You'll experience the all-new Cerebral Way, an innovative approach to mental wellness designed around you. You'll get a personalized treatment plan from a therapist, prescriber, or both in a safe and judgment-free space. Your Cerebral therapist or prescriber will outline a customized plan with clear milestones along the way, so you can get to feeling your best. Sign up today at Cerebral.com/podcast and use code ACAST to get 15% off your first month. Offer only valid on monthly plans. Other exclusions may apply. Offer ends April 30th. See site for details.
Welcome back. It was another goal-packed weekend for Arsenal as they racked up 5 goals away to Burnley. Man City were held to a 1-1 draw by visitors Chelsea, while Liverpool went to Brentford and won 4-1. Sunday saw Sheffield Wednesday take a beating at the hands of Brighton, who came away 5-0 winners in the early game. Man United travelled to Luton and won 2-1 after 2 early goals from Rasmus Høljlund, but boss Erik ten Hag felt his side could have done more.
It could have been an easy game after, say, 10 minutes, but in the end it was a difficult game because we didn't take the chances and then we allowed them to get back in the game.
The 10th Doctor Who, David Tennant, gets a lot of time in the spotlight, including presenting the BAFTAs on Sunday night. But what about the man who followed him into the TARDIS? Matt Smith was the 11th Doctor, and he's since gone on to star in The Crown and in Game of Thrones prequel House of the Dragon. He popped up on the BBC on Sunday to chat about his new West End play Enemy of the People, and he wasn't ruling out the possibility of a future return to the time-travelling role.
I thought, well, would I just always be Doctor Who? And then I realised actually always being Doctor Who is amazing. It's still, one of the great pleasures of my life. I'm so proud of that show. Suddenly you're Doctor Who. So children are like, no way. Like, you're Doctor Who. And you're like, yeah, man, I am.
The 77th British Academy Film and TV Awards took place in London on Sunday night. David Tennant was hosting with Prince William in attendance, although without Kate, who continues to recover from her recent surgery. Oppenheimer was the big winner for the evening, taking home 7 awards in total, including Best Supporting Actor for Robert Downey Jr. and picking up first-time BAFTAs for Cillian Murphy as lead actor and Christopher Nolan as director. Once again, Barbie left empty-handed, but the night saw surprise wins for Zone of Interest, which won 3 awards, and Poor Things, with Emma Stone awarded Best Actress for her performance in the movie. Here she is accepting her award.
I just want to say this in case I don't ever get a chance to again. I really want to just thank my mom, because she's the best person I know in the whole world, and she inspires me every single day, and she's always made me believe this kind of crazy idea that I could do something like this, and I'm beyond grateful. Without her, none of this exists, including my life. So thank you for that too, Mom. Thank you so much.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Food Network Obsessed is your podcast for all things Food Network. I'm Jamie Sire, and I talk with your favorite chefs, food influencers, and Food Network personalities. They tell me all about how they started their careers, who and what they've been influenced by, and what it's like to cook in a Food Network studio. You'll hear from stars like Alex Guarnaschelli, Guy Fieri, and Bobby Flay. Listen to Food Network Obsessed wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.